the vertical live stream. Let me know in the chat there if the audio and everything is working good. I'm just gonna be doing some painting and some bullshitting with you guys. Ian, how's it going? Good afternoon, good morning for you, or good night. Okay. I don't like that. Turn that right off. There we go. But yeah, sound off. Let me know how things are down below. And I figured we'd run a goal for super chats, something fun to do. If we hit the goal for the super chats, I will literally do a custom paint job, and I will let everybody steer me. So you guys choose the colors, you guys choose the direction the build goes. I think that'd be fun. Today is brought to you by my cranberry lime seltzer from the grocery store, not sponsored, and my remaining Zoa, also not sponsored. Although if The Rock wants to hit me up and sponsor me, I got him. So it's been a hot minute. The holidays came, and of course you guys know that gets super busy. And then just a lot of stuff going on. So I'm glad to be back, glad to be able to jump in the chat. Also, Skeleton Crew is all wrapped up finally, so we can chat about that. I really wanted to, instead of doing the Tano Tuesdays like I wanted to make sure that we avoided that and we got to the point where people could enjoy the show and then we could talk about it. So that's always something we can shoot the shit about. But today I was getting ready to paint because we have a snowstorm blowing through here, and I thought to myself, listen, why not go live, do a little painting, see our friends, and set a goal. Thane, how's it going, my friend? Welcome. One of our illustrious patrons. If you guys are interested, patreon.com/FamStudiosX. The link is in the description. Ko-Fi, ko-fi.com/FamStudios, or we use the super chat, because like I said, we're trying to set a goal, or trying to hit a goal, and if that goal is hit, you guys get to direct an entire paint job on a build, which probably will go horribly wrong knowing you guys messing with me, which is fine. I appreciate yous. One of my paint bottles is plugged. So let's see about fixing that. I keep a bread tie. I stripped off and keep a loop. And I found that this is like the #1 thing that I've ever used to clear out paint clogs, to clear out super glue jams, and then I just clean it off with a piece of paper towel, straighten it back out, let it dry, and then I keep it right here by my workstation in a little cubby hole so that things are safe. A little tip for you. Instead of a safety pin, because I've also done sewing needles and safety pins and stuff, and you can jam those suckers right through the thing, and right through the walls of the plastic sometimes, and then that sucks because that hurts like a MFer. A mother father. A Mr. Fraggle. Alright, so I'm going to be painting some of these rocks on this thing to match kind of the theme that I've got going in there a little bit, and I'm using Alien Purple as my base coat for the first few layers, and I'm dry brushing. You guys know the drill. A little bit of paint, remove a lot of it from your palette. And then just go through and hit the high spots. And I'm actually going to turn down the brightness on this lamp, because even though I think the lighting makes me look, nah, that's too warm, too cold, we're going to stick with that. Hey, Davey007, thanks for coming from Brazil. Welcome, welcome. Glad to see you. Thanks for stopping in. If you like what you see with the painting, the Star Wars, the Jurassic Park stuff, please hit the subscribe button. It's always nice to have new friends, new followers. And this piece here that I'm doing is actually it's an aquarium stone or aquarium like decor, I guess. And it just had a pillar similar to the other pillars that I had done as a piece of, you know, modular terrain. So I figured, why the hell not? Why not use this? It was on sale for like $3, down from 15. It was in the clearance section at PetSmart, I want to say, one of the chains around here, and yeah, PetSmart. And I picked it up because, again, I can do a really cool, almost matching piece of terrain for photos. It's modular, it's heavy, like it'll stand on its own. You don't have to worry about tipping it over. So that's something, that's a plus. And now I am going over the whole thing with this purple. It's Alien Purple from Army Paints. The reason I'm going with Alien Purple is because that's the color I used over there on the wall. But because the follow-up color is going to be a like an emerald, it's got the blue notes to it that purple shares with it. So when I put it on, it's going to stand out a little bit more. And I see that we're talking about breath mints in the chat, so that's good. The orange ones are my favorites, honestly. Never liked the cola ones. Somebody tried to give me those once, and I felt like they had personally attacked me. Alright, so now I'm going to get the remaining purple off the dry brush. I'm not even going to wet it. It's okay if these colors blend. I'm going to go with Emerald for model color from Vallejo. Vallejo? Vachalo? No? Angus, aren't you coming up on your time for your trip to the States? We only have orange, white, and green here in Germany. Ah, we've got reds and all kinds of other nonsense. See, that's starting to get that same color like profile that this area back here does. That's what I wanted. April 8th to May 15th. Oh, you'll be around my birthday. Oh. It'll be fun. I mean, I won't be in Miami, but it'll just, you know, you'll be in the States. It'll be exciting. Yeah, the Coca-Cola ones are not great. I don't know, like, I'm sure Coca-Cola had something to do with their marketing, and they were like, hey, let's get in on this Tic Tac thing. I don't like it. So we got that done. I'm gonna keep that dark, beautiful. I'll hit this with some clear coat at some point. This rock down here, I'm thinking I do like black and gray, make it closer to an actual stone. I think that'll be fun. So it's already got black on there. Which gray am I going to use to highlight it? I could use white to hit highlights, but I don't want to. I actually want it to be a gray, just for a little color differentiation. I like to suffer when eating my sweets because I like sour candies a lot. Like, I love, give me a good, really sour candy, and I'll be a happy kid. Warheads, those sour warheads, the paintballs, the paint gum that they used to sell in the paint can that were like Sour Splash. Like, I love those. Hook me up with those. Medium gray. There's a company I like to get my sour stuff from. They are, it's not certified vegan, but it's all vegan ingredients because candy doesn't need to have animal products. That's so weird. Even gelatin-based candies don't need to have animal products, but it's sour.gg. And it's run by a couple of YouTubers that I actually like, but they actually have their own factory that they built from scratch in Texas. It's not white label, so it's not like a company approached them and was like, hey, do you want to be sponsored by us? We'll put your name on a candy. No, like, they workshop this. They put out new flavors every week. And every once in a while, I pick them out. Dutch sour gums. They'll leave you with holes in your tongue. Well, I don't need my tongue, so I should get some of those. Is that what you're saying? Do the Dutch... this is going to show how little history I know, but yeah, American. I know a lot about American history because I looked into it, but international history. Do the Dutch have a prolific sour candy? Like, is that their... kind of like their candy? How America has, like, a lot of shit chocolate and shit taffy that other countries can't get? Is it like the Dutch have really banging sour candies? They were the best sour treats. They have legal warning. That's tremendous. Oh, that's tremendous. They have legal weed for ages. Explains why they have better candy. But yeah, sour.gg, I like their stuff. Their shipping is actually a lot cheaper now. So if you're ever like, man, I want some sour candy, go hit them up. You have all the stuff we need for munchies. Yeah, that tracks, actually. That makes sense. Well, you know, just like Austin Powers' father said, there's two things I can't stand in this world. It's people who are intolerant of other cultures and the Dutch. Let's check that out. That blue and gray kind of melted together and made that bonkers bluish stone. So I'm going to stick with that. I am going to wet the brush and clean it, and I'll do a little bit of highlight weathering on the pillar, but I think that's done after we do that. I'm doing pretty well, Bjorn. How are you? Are you working today, or are you enjoying your... trying out the vertical thing that they're pushing. They've been pushing this on YouTube for a bit. There's Scuttlebutt that you're off today. Well, that's good, Bjorn. I'm glad you're off. There's Scuttlebutt that it's supposed to increase your reach of your lives. I don't know. I have no idea. But here we are. We're experimenting. We're trying something new. I was just talking about that sour candy from sour.gg. It's, you know, saying how good it is. I think you can attest to that, Ant. I sent you some. I think you liked it. Maybe, I don't know. I just work here. Okay. Not user-friendly. Picture is so much clearer. Yeah, this iPhone 15 fucking has the Hubble telescope lens on it, I think. So, you can see my pores on my nose and just overall, Hey, Brash, what's going on, brother? I am so glad you are here, my friend. How are you keeping? How's everybody doing? Everybody well and not poorly and staying out of trouble? What color do I want to... Almost too sour, but you suffered through it. You know, that's because you're a champion. You're like me. You're a champ of the sour candies. Ian has been doing some sorting of figures to practice, and don't go near with paint until you've had a lot of practice. Hi, Tiny Brash. Tell Kelly I said hello. Oh yeah, that's right. You guys are all doing the vehicles for the World Makers Consortium Challenge. I keep forgetting about that. PVC. I'm just taking linen color paints, by the way. It's just a linen paint. I'm dry brushing it on here and just hitting the some of the high spots on the pillar just to give it a little more character. Kelly is gaming. World record run. I don't know if maybe you guys were like into, some club that I didn't know about, PVC. Maybe you wear it. Not kink shaming. That's your jam? That's your jam, buddy. Oh, okay. That's fair. But yeah, just a little bit of weathering. And we're going to call this guy good. So like I said, I'll seal that on another day when it's not a snowstorm outside. Multi has his weekly stream in 2 hours. Yep. Super good. Dollar store. I buy them, and I've especially these ones. I just keep washing them and maintaining them, and they last a really long time. So $1. I think I paid $1.25 for 2 of these. There was a smaller one that came with it. Opening figure and taking a big whiff. But yeah, so we got that out of the way. So we can put that. I mean, we can put that anywhere, honestly. Situate that there. There we go. Cool. I've been plugging away on painting this. I need to darken this. That's too bright, so I have Ivy Green Matte Apple Barrel paint. The perfect paint for that is these like craft acrylics. What are we linking in the chat, Bjorn? And yeah, this is another tiny makeup brush that I use for dry brushing. I have another one that I use for pastel powders that you guys have seen. You guys have seen me do that with just crushed up pastels. But I'm just taking this darker green and dry brushing some areas on here. Help tone down that brightness a little bit because that's bright, that green. And I want it closer to, it actually looks darker green in person, but I just want it closer to the green terracotta tiles that are on certain Japanese architecture, and I've seen it in Chinese architecture as well, and also here in the States, some houses have now started to transfer over to terracotta, and they just happen to get the green ones. And that's what I wanted this to read like. I wanted visually it to seem like some terracotta pipes. Whether or not I accomplished that, I don't know, but I like that a little better. Your green's bordering lime. Nice. Now you can't. You went and joined Red Note. You can't upset international relations with Germany now. Now that we've made friends with the Chinese. TikTok. Huh. Hey, I think that's better. I like that a lot better. And once this is sealed and gets washed, you are my international relation. I mean, unless one of my other friends who's been around for ages speaks up, I've known Brash for fucking ages. James is one of my longest friends from far away. My little solar roof. Figured why not, right? Hex patterns are sci-fi, it's solar, it's cool. Yeah, let's do the back. I've got this corrugated cardboard here that's supposed to look like maybe a roll down or something. Those are actual brass tacks in there that I did, and that's just cardstock on a wooden frame. And I'm just building up the layers, making it into something. It's some type of utility building. I didn't want to, oh yeah, 20 years at least, because I was, oh Christ, I was 19 maybe when I joined. Maybe 18. I think I was close to 18, like when I started to contribute. I must have been over 18. But yeah, so I'm 37 now. And if anybody hasn't already, go ahead and smack the like button for me. That does help. It boosts the channel, and also if you click the share button, it also, you don't even have to share it. You can click share and copy the link, and that lets YouTube know that you find my content interesting enough to share it with other people, and it puts it in people's queues to watch that aren't subscribed. And then I can tell them if they're new to the channel and they like what they see to click the subscribe button. You're gonna lean into solar punk. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it's stupid. Like, aging is a privilege, yes. However, it's dumb when I'm like, what was that, like 5 years ago? No. That was like, oh God. Oh, this was like 20 years ago. Which is not to say I don't feel old whatsoever. I'm not like, oh, I'm so goddamn old. But when you hear numbers like that and you're like, oh my God, that was 20 some years ago. Orc buildings. I mean, I could paint it red too to make it go faster. But that's, I mean, that seems like pretty orc standard. '41st year of snowboarding. I can kind of snowboard. Honestly, I treat it like Buzz Lightyear. I just feel like I'm falling with style. Like, give me a bunny trail or something, no problem. I'll take kids out left and right. Those kids won't even know what hit them. Treated your body like you stole it. I treated your body like an amusement park that one time, but we won't talk about that. So we got like the kind of metal look there now, and I think I'm gonna start building up some rusts and some grime on it. But maybe I'll do a maybe I'll do just like a light color over it. No, I think I'll just do some rust. I don't want to use the powders yet. So let's go. We'll use some acrylic ink, and we'll do, or a high flow acrylic, but we'll do a raw sienna. And Bjorn has crappy balance. Well, that's the thing, Bjorn, is I mean, I don't personally believe that human beings need to be going down a hill that fast on one piece of wood. That's me though. But if you wanted to, you could certainly build up your balance and build up your skill. To me, it's like we've got all these different ways to get down the hill. Why do I need to do it on a piece of wood? Or fiberglass or whatever they make them out of now. And I'm using that high flow acrylics, like I said. I put it on some paper towel and it like sopped it right up, which is perfect because then I just drag my brush through it and just pick up a little bit. And then I find a spot and just kind of apply it. It starts to give the coloring without being too much, but it shows like that metal is corroding. Dirty rust. No, I got... So I honestly, I like my pastels that I do. I just have a set of chalk pastels from like the art store. They were like, you know, originally 14 bucks, and then I had a coupon because I'm a slut for savings, and I got it for like $4 or $5. And then a little makeup brush. And what I do is I just take the backside of a X-Acto blade and I just scrape a little bit up until I make a powder. And then I use that dry makeup brush and I just lay it on there. And it comes out so damn cool. It works out amazingly. I just don't want to do it on here yet because it's not like sealed in, the paint isn't. So I might come back a little later and do some dust weathering on there, but I'm just going to stick to paints for now, get it to where I want it so I can use it as a display. And then later I'll probably go in with those powders and sprinkle them on there. Yeah, they're super cheap weathering powders, man. They do a great job and they lock in when you seal them and they don't get rubbed off. I like them. Learned several years ago I can't skate. And like weathering powder can add so much without having to do any washes or anything. Like when I did Jar, we'll call him who I call him, which is, you know, Space Jude Law. But like I did his coat and his boots, and it made it so much more realistic to the color in the show and not that maroon. It's closer to the brown shades of it, and that's just layers of weathering powder and then sealed. And then washes on the face. I fixed his hair, and I'm happy with him. I also did washes on his shirt, as you can see. Focus up. Dust on his shirt, excuse me, not washes. But made him look far more realistic and weathered than the toy did. But yeah, I sincerely love the inexpensive weathering powder hack. I'm trying to remember who I learned that from. Maybe Bill Making Stuff. Yep, I've seen people do that with the steel wool. They put it in vinegar and they let it break down. They drain the liquid and use the liquid as a wash. And then they take the metal, they let that dry out, and then crush it up into an actual tangible rust powder. Then you really got to seal it in and make sure it's sealed in good. But yeah, that's absolutely a tip. I've seen that more so done on larger scale models and props for movies than I have for this type of stuff. But then again, maybe I don't watch the same types of channels. I just know that I've seen it applied as a Hollywood effect on things. Not for chips. No, you don't put it on your fries. Yeah, we call them fries here in America. See, now I get to upset international relations. Let's see here. I want to come up with colors for the sides. So let me just rust that up a little bit with whatever's left on my brush there. It's subtle. It'll show up. It doesn't need to be Doesn't need to be horrific, just some waste. Morning, CB. Welcome, welcome. I thought about doing wallpaper on here. I don't want to do that. So maybe we'll start with a plain color on here. Start with like a, I don't know, like a white tan color, kind of like a lot of the Star Wars shit starts with, and then we'll just go from there. We'll build up on it. Maybe we'll put some signs and stickers. I don't know. I just feel like I thought about doing exterior wallpaper, which I have like different patterns and stuff, but this is just as easy. Just as easy. I don't even have to use a palette. I'll just put the paint right on the actual item, on the wooden model, as it were. And then we'll just paint it on here. Probably because it is a craft acrylic. Have to do a couple of layers, but that's fine. Again, we want it to be just a plain wall of indeterminate use and color. Because that's the great thing about these two plain walls that I have here on either side, is eventually I could add things to them. Here, let's do this. Let's help you guys out here. Because I could eventually add things to the walls and the windows. So the wrong thing. And make it stand out, make it serve another purpose. I could put advertisements there for little events within Gimmick, for lore, and also having a couple of plain walls or like more bare walls can allow you for different photographing opportunities in your station or on your dioramas or on your layouts, your railroad layouts, whatever you're building, your 40K stuff. If you decide like, hey, I want to take some pictures of these miniatures I've got, I need them to blend in with the background, and I don't have a, Necromunda waste looking background. What do I have that's got a plain thing that I can prop some shit in front of and make it seem deeper? Well, get yourself something like this. Keep a wall that's pretty basic, and then you can populate it with things or hang little portraits or posters on there that match your area with some blue tack. And then when you're done, you just take them off, and it can be multiple things. Famine, that was a long way for you to go to just say that you're leaving this as, as plain as can be so you don't have to actually do work right now. Well, I do that from time to time. Yeah, tiny posters are neat. And, like, I don't understand why people put them all, like, crisscross applesauce and cockeyed and sideways and shit. Like, go to New York City. When people hang bills in areas they're not supposed to, they put them up pretty goddamn straight. People try and do... That's when I feel like is a Mandela effect, is the Marvel... When the Sentinels have all the wanted posters up and everybody makes their action figures, when people do that with Marvel Legends, they always put the posters up and they're like cockeyed and all over the place. Like, those things were always hung up, and even on the cover they were put up in correct like lines. So I don't know. I feel like that's just one of them weird things that I'm strange about. Which is like, that's the thing that you feel like you're strange about, Famine? Have you met you? I have met me. That's the thing, is I've met me. So if that tells you anything... You guys want to see something adorable? And then Snowflake watching the snow out there. Cute. I could use my hairdryer to dry this a little quicker. I'm not gonna, though. I could, but I'm not gonna. going to put a little bit more on there. Chaotic reasons, or to feel more chaotic. Well, that is a possibility, Bjorn. You're not wrong. I just know if my robot overlord boss, or like, you know, mutant hating senator was like, you get out there and hang these posters, or, you know, we'll send you to the fucking X-Men internment camps, I'd put them up pretty straight until I had some type of plan. I would be on the, sure, let me take care of that for you side of things until I'd had my moment. So those posters would be up nice and straight, unless I came up with a way to, like, you know, vanish and get rid of the posters at the same time and not abandon people. And Michelangelo's David has heart-shaped pupils now. No, he does not have heart-shaped pupils. Can somebody fucking Google that? Because now I'm confused. I'm concerned. I have concerns. He's always had round, regular pupils. We're talking about the statue, David, with his hog out. And he's standing there, like, thinking, right? And the other reason I asked somebody else to Google it is the other day I got rickrolled, and I haven't felt safe on the internet since then. So that's a joke. I never feel safe on the internet. Yeah, no, he had, like, the sculpted pupils, but he did not have heart-shaped. I don't like this. Who, when was the last time they fired up CERN? I just want to see something. That's all. This is worse than the fucking Berenstein Bears thing. Excuse my language. The freaking Berenstein Bears thing. It was Bernstein, not Berenstein. You cannot change my mind. I remember. Also, I have a new office chair that I need to put together. So I don't know why I'm still sitting in this one, but in case this one, like, it's got me at a little bit of a lean, because I fussed with something on there. Now I can't get to sit right, but also I'm fat, so that probably plays into it. But yeah, just so you know, in case I, like, lean or tumble. All right, let's see here. Let's work on this section here. I don't like when things change across time and space. That's because you sit on your feet, Adam. Ladies and gentlemen, Site C is in the building. One of the best Jurassic customizers and, you know, fucking artists that I know. Toy historian, absolutely unhinged madman. Sometimes unhinged madwoman. So yeah, like I said, this is some type of utility shed that's keeping something going, so I have this bullshit technology here on there that I glued on there. So we're gonna, excuse me, just weather it with some different color plate metal. Leave me alone. I can't sit as a normal person for reasons. The shrimp DNA is coming through. So we'll do shining silver on some of these. A couple other weathering techniques. Maybe we'll add some green drippage because, you know, sci-fi. And this is shining silver, and I'm actually going to hit some key pieces with the shining silver just to build up that base layer of really high shine metal. And we'll go over it twice. I do wish I still had some rub and buff. I need to get more because I really like that for this type of task. And that's good. Cool. So we got some shining silver on there. I'm just going to wipe the shit out of the brush. And then we'll go with plate metal right now. Again, they're both Army painters, and they are both their metallic war paints. Metallics, they're called. And I just, a little bit on a paper towel, as you guys saw me do. I'm getting it on my brush. This is, again, going to be a paint on, not necessarily a dry brush before we start dry brushing. But I want to paint on out of these plates here. I made 2 plates out of styrene. I don't... Is it styrene or styrene? Anybody who's got inside information on the pronunciation of that product, let me know. Because I'd like to know. The voices in my head want to know as well. So I want that there because I'm going to do a color on it, I think. So we'll set that brush aside. We'll let it soak. We'll get a smaller brush, and let's start hitting this with styrene. That'd be a good Star Wars name. Oh, you gave me my book. That's adorable. Styrene. Life in plastic is fantastic. And that's how Famine got demonetized. Singing the Barbie song. Although, you know, if there was a drag queen or drag king named Styrene, they would sing Barbie Girl. Brash, you could pass Styrene. You could pass along some of the Christmas card drawings that I sent over. That should help. In no way will that harm your offspring. Urethane foam. Urethra foam. So gotta just starting to add a color or two to it. I said two. I'll just add a little bit to the inside. That's a very 3D plastic piece. And when photographing it, there might be some color on the bottom, and I'd like it to show. I think it's neat. Photographing. What the hell is wrong with me? Why am I like this? That whole being able to breathe thing freaking gets in the way all the time. Right? And here is a pipe that we're just loading the red onto. Make sure that it looks like a utility pipe of some nature and it's been marked red. We can certainly do a blue pipe on one of these. I don't know that I want to, but I feel like it would help. And we'll go with a... No, that's light turquoise. That's Viking blue. We'll go Viking blue from Army Warpainter. Adam, I might ask you, I probably will ask you, this is me asking you, when I get a Hammond Stegosaurus, will you paint it like the Lost World Stego for me? Hey, Red, what's happening, man? We're doing some painting. And some chatting. Because I think it's supposed to be the Lost World Stego, but camo Extreme Stego. Hey, I'll fucking take the icy one. Why is the interface weird? Oh, because YouTube was really promoting this horizontal streaming attempt, and I wanted to see, number one, what it's like, and number two, like the scuttlebutt is that it actually affects your reach and helps your reach to be shown. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't hate it because it's not like cinema. None of my long term blah 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 blah. None of my long form content will be shot this way. But as far as the little streaming thing go, I thought give it a whirl. Vertical. Camo Extreme Arctic Stegosaurus. Hey, Trip D, what's happening? Picture's clear because I got a new phone. That's for that's 1000% why the picture's clear. Got myself one of them fancy iPhone 15s with the help of my Ko-Fi donations. So that was super cool of people. And again, I thank them. So that's got some more colors on the pipes now. The Desert Spino is the only one that there was ever one of, right? The rest of them, at least multiples showed up with people. I know that there was also the, what was it, the Swamp Raptor that didn't get released, but that one, like, we didn't even have a toy for that one. Talking old Jurassic Park toy lore for anybody that's slightly confused. Let's go with a copper. We'll do a little bit of a copper on here. Lava Pteranodon, that's right. I haven't thought of that Pteranodon in fucking probably since a year after that. Just a little bit of copper on there to add some character. Do a little bit down here. Just to add some differentiation. Neat. And then we'll get rid of that brush, and then we'll do shining silver over these pipes here. Or no, we'll do gunmetal. That whole situation was so weird, like them initially showing up in the employee store. Like, what a weird part of our hobby we have. Okay, so got gunmetal on my dry brush. I'm just hitting these guys, giving them that highlight, that pop. Make that stand out on camera. Yeah, no, they were weirdly stuck on the idea of doing like soldier dinosaurs and stuff, and just people. It was that and putting a goddamn velociraptor on a motorcycle was like one of those things that the directors were just constantly trying to get other people to do, and the people in the film industry who were actually making the movies are like, this isn't going to be good. And so eventually they'd let up. And then later you'd hear again about one of the producers being like, yeah, no, we should definitely put raptors on a motorcycle. And it's just become this thing. They finally did it in Dominion, so hopefully in our Scarlett Johansson movie. And the parachuting raptors, that was the other thing too. So let's we'll do some weathering. We're going to do some drips and runs the old school way. So I'm going to go ahead and put a paper towel underneath it. And they did the parachuting raptors in the comics, didn't they? Like I feel like I distinctly remember that being part of that drug lords thing. Watch your mouth, Warren. Watch your mouth. Compies floating across the ocean on wood rafts. Yeah, you wanted to put them on crates that washed up on shore like some shit from Pirates of the Caribbean. So when I say old school, doing it and letting it run, is like I pick a surface, and then I just load the liquid into that surface and let it build up, and gravity starts to do its job. And then we'll come back in a little bit, and we'll help gravity along a little bit. But yeah, that's how you add some running steel rust, little disgusting, gross rust. It's just a little bit of something. Like I said, we can help gravity along. Give it a little pull. And I think I know where we'll put that green drip we talked about. And again, that was also the raw sienna acrylic high flow that I like to use. And I do have a really runny green that is actually an airbrush paint, but I think that'll work out well for this. Script. He just had piles of blow and Galaxy, what is that, Galaxy gas, Galaxy rub, whatever it is, Galaxy gas, and he would just, every time he had an idea, he would take a hit and be like, now we got to change it. And this paint is Sybarite green. Brash, let me know. I know I'm saying that wrong. Sybarite green. coming out of that pipe. There we go. Hell yeah. Cool. It's got that gross green sewage going on there. Because why not? Why don't we have things? Sea bright. That's a Chrysler Seabright. We have those in the States, right? Chrysler Sebring. Or is that Buick? Buick Sebring. I don't know. Famine, don't you work in the automotive industry? Yeah, well, not like that, though. Cool. We're just getting there. We're just building up the layers. And then I think we can do an oil wash on a couple of these with some Nuln oil. Do that. And I want to put Nuln around some of these bolts, make it look like they're leaking oil. So we'll use our favorite curved tip to get in there. But Nuln oil is a wash. So it'll go on there and pool up and do its own thing, which is what I want it to do. And there's just a couple of bolts in there that are half hemispherical acrylic beads. That one's already dripping, so that's cool. And we'll also put a Nuln, we'll do a wash over this Attack of the Clone, or excuse me, Revenge of the Sith Clone Trooper accessory for the ARC Troopers. Is the grappling hook gimmick toy that they came with. Just put a wash on that. We'll let it, you know, suck up the moisture. Do the sucking that it needs to do. Put a little almond oil in the in some of that high flow acrylic just to add a little character to it. Wipe my brush off again. Send you a bottle of oil from work so you can wash. Oh my god. That would be horrific. Why would you do that? Why would you put that voodoo on a family? We have kids. We have a child. Yeah, no, that would be fucking atrocious, dude. Okay, so that's that. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to let that do it dry. I say I'm going to leave that alone as I do this. There we go. But we're going to let that sit and dry. We can start thinking about putting things on this plain side here that we've cooked up for science. That would be a fucking nightmare. I think you'd have to international. There'd be an event, a global event. So I know I've got. Yeah. So I've got a little hospital logo that I've been saving, so I'll cut that out with some scissors. We can stick that on there. Maybe use this as like a signboard side of the wall. I wonder if I have any foil tape right here, because we could turn this into a metal sign, which is a trick I learned from model railroaders. It's where you put foil tape on the back of whatever, like your road signs or whatnot from your HO scale kits and things like that. And then you can bend them and weather the backs of them, and it makes it look like a actual road sign to really cool effect. And I believe I've seen them use that on model sets from movies where they print them out and then they stick the label right to a basically a sticky metal sheet of that same type of paper, and then they attach them to little metal posts that are actually made out of plastic from evergreen styrene products. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bjorn. Metal tape. It's might have it handy here. I don't think I do. Yeah, no, I'm certain I don't. But yeah, you can use metal tape, which is what I'd like to use, but I don't have it, so I'm not gonna. Where are you, metal tape? Where are you hiding? Y'all got a good look at my hip. For attaching, I usually use Mod Podge, but I'm in a do weird shit mood. So we're going to go ahead and attach the hospital logo with glue stick. Extra strength craft bond Elmer's glue stick. Is this the correct direction that this should go? I don't know. Does it matter if I change it? Probably to somebody. No matter what, y'all are going to tell me I did it wrong in the comments after this video is done. So, that's fine. I was going to say, I bought this eyebrow glue, I think at your recommendation when I did Vader. I used this as my eyebrow glue. Because you told me to get that one. Somebody else said get the purple. And I was like, feel like I'm going to go with the experienced person who's done the eyebrow makeup before. Yep, it's used for vents and to hold pieces together. It really weathers well. And you can use it for making something look metal. Hit it with Scotch-Brite and then black spray paint and then wipe the spray paint off. The spray paint stays down in the recesses and it makes it look like the whole object is real metal. I have cosplay props somewhere that I've done that effect with. I don't have any here in my space right now, but they exist. Probably in my videos here on YouTube. If you want to watch those, you find the checklist, the playlist that says cosplay. So we got a sign on there with a cat hair or a dog hair. Yeah, that's gone. So let's find some more stuff to put on here. I know I have a folder full of stickers for this particular purpose, so let me take a gander. Where are you, folder full of stickers? I don't know. Let's see what we got here. Those are rivet stickers. And yeah, I did organize this recently too, so you'd think when I organized it I would remember where I put things, but I actually do not. That's fun. Nice. How much snow did you get out there? It's only started a few hours ago, maybe a couple inches so far, but it's supposed to run, they said 4 to 12. they can't really pin it down. And some other stickers here. Yeah, we'll put that on there. Oop. Well, we won't put that on there. I'm sure I'll find that later. We'll get a different sticker. We'll use the tweezers because it's so small. That's what she said. Maybe this is showing what kind of insurance they take. What? It's my chair, buddy. Ah, knock it off. You don't need to carry on. 6 to 8 inches here in roads after rain all day yesterday. Oh yeah, no, that's going to be terrible. Adrian, what's up, man? Glad you could join us. And yeah, that looks like a thing, right? That looks like all ice. Yeah, no, I imagine. Right? It just looks like a random thing that can mean something to somebody, the right person. This would be perfect. Yeah, so I guess I did have some ideas for this side, even though I didn't necessarily realize it at the time. Cool. We'll just go with that looks like good placement. Cool. So we've got something there. And I don't know what that means. You know? In the case of gimmick, I'm speaking. Mm. 60 minutes southwest. Yep, yeah, that's about right. And it's so strange having winter weather in the winter right now. You know, because past few years it's been February and it's been, 60 degrees outside in the sun. But here we are. Put that right there. Again, that could mean something to somebody. We don't know what it is. We don't need to know. I recently had a little map. There it is. I think it's a Lord of the Rings map. In fact, I'm certain it is. And it will fit on here. What do you say, gang? Should we put the map up here from Lord of the Rings? All right, let's do it, Scoob. Scoob? I can't do Scooby-Doo very well. Like I can do Shaggy when I get my voice really going. Like, wow, Scoob, we're going to have to get out of here, man. Oop, it's upside down, which I think adds to the charm, honestly. And then we'll do one more fun thing to this while this is on here. Get that there. And because it's so very clearly a paper map, like its intent, it's drawn, it's supposed to look old. We'll take a, I've got a dental tool that I use as a hook, and we'll put pinholes in the corner. And that'll be a funny little nod. Go. Cool. Once we seal that, and I'll do a wash over it, make it look older. I'll tap those with silver. But yeah, there's little dots on the corners of the mat, nail holes, as we just build this up. And I think that's content for now. I think we leave that. We'll do a little weathering after we seal some stuff up. Yeah. So we've still got this bare ass side. I think I'm just gonna paint that. But let's get something on here. We'll color those. Alternate bronze and gold. Or no, maybe I'll do copper and gold. Yeah. We'll alternate copper and gold. And so where's my dry brush? There's my dry brush for that. Anybody else working on anything? Bjorn, you're usually cracking away on stuff, so I'm just assuming that you're working on something at this point. You've always got figures in the fire, as it were. Probably take those out of the fire so things don't, get out of hand. Oh, wow, that looks awful on this color. Huh. It's all right. It's all right. Be okay. Triple D just started rebuilding the outpost. Red's painting a figure, and Bjorn is experimenting. You can take your time and don't rush, Triple D. Birthday thing. Is it your birthday? If so, happy birthday. If it's not, then F you. Working on alternate. Oh, you're off. You didn't have to stay in today? I mean, I know you're here. That doesn't mean anything. God, that looks terrible. Boy, that looks hideous. Happy birthday, Adrian. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great day. Enjoy the time with your family. Appreciate you tuning into the channel. Tuning into the stream, as it were. Same day as Edgar Allan Poe. Well, if you hear a heartbeat coming from underneath your stairs, underneath your floorboards, it's just the telltale heart. Try something. Trying something right now, guys. Okay, that didn't work out the way I'd planned it. That's okay. Because sometimes we make mistakes. Being able to recover from these mistakes is what makes us better. You take all the time you want to be miserable, but when you recover from a mistake and you get done with it, you feel better. Yeah, it already looks shittier, but also in a better, positive way. The hexagon pattern is supposed to be solar panels. They'll be glossy, so they're absorbing some type of solar radiation. If you're wondering what the material is, that is EVA foam, high-density EVA foam. No, no, it's a relief in the material. It's oh god, it's stuck. Hang on, let go. It's actual material, like it's in the material, embossed or cut out, depending on how you want to look at it. But yeah, that's if you find it, get it. It's one of the harder to find items anymore. The cosplayers bought all of them up. But yeah, I figured nice hex. There you go. Cool. So that's doing its thing. That's doing its thing. I like that. Alright. Let that weird project that I just absolutely butchered in the back happen. Butchered in the back. Anti-shine matte varnish. No. Do I want to use Mod Podge? I don't. I don't want to use Mod Podge. I will use some of this delicious anti-shine matte varnish. Maybe then I'll go over it with a... Huh. Why's that one plugged up too? There must be something going on here, man. Because that's like the third tube that you've tried to open. Although this is one that I don't... frequently use. Okay. So we'll scoop that there, put that there for a moment. And then I'm just using this anti-gloss matte varnish. Because I want that sealed up nicely. So that I can go ahead and do my layers of grime and shit on here and have it look the correct way. Here. Get that all over that. And if I get a little bit overboard in other places, who cares, right? Doesn't matter. Right? Remember you were playing wrestling as a kid? Maybe you were a big fan of Stone Cold, and your buddy from the neighborhood was a big fan of The Rock, and you were cutting your promo, and you know, your friend's like, well, what are you gonna say now to that, Stone Cold? And you know, you're playing as Stone Cold, and you'll go, well, Stone Cold Steve Austin wants to... And as soon as you try and do that, though, the kid that's the fan of The Rock will be like, it doesn't matter what you think. And then it's a whole thing, and you have flashbacks to wrestling years later in your day-to-day, because people are quoting old wrestling again. No? Trauma? Too much trauma to dump out there in the chat? That's fine. That's fair. Oh, cool. And as this stuff dries, apparently, it's like wrinkling up, which I guess that makes sense because it's got moisture in it, but it's wrinkling up the map a little bit, so it's really more like a map. And those little holes that we put in the corners with the dental tool actually push the corners in to stay in place so that as it curls, that stays solid. So that's neat. That's fun. We like that. Yeah, no, dude. Just my whole, you know, I'd say 5th and 6th grade. You know, kids doing the DX crotch chops and yelling, suck it, and delivering Stone Cold Stunners out in the playground out of nowhere. Now, sometimes when I hear glass break, I immediately go into, like, fight or flight mode. Because, you know, that's Stone Cold coming, glass breaking. velociraptor in the bushes at recess. You're still the velociraptor in the bushes at recess. Howdy, what's happening? Yes, you guys have a show very soon. I will reel it in before your show. I don't want to take over your air. I don't want to run over your airtime. YouTube has limited space on it, so we want to be fair. All right, I'm going to be comfortable weathering this now. So won't do Nuln Oil first. We'll do this acrylic, but with some more water. I've got dirty paintbrush water right here anyway, so I won't worry too much about that. Red, how long have you been waiting to say that? Howdy, howdy. Okay. I don't think that sealed it as good as I wanted it to. In fact, I know it didn't. Oops. Let's do this. I know I can trust this glue because I've used it to hide my appearance and hide the fact that I had any sort of hair upon my face. That's funny. That's very funny. That's very strange. Very good learning experience. Show you a sneak peek of a figure I've been working on. You guess who it's going to be. Let's put that back over there. That's what you get. That's what you get to see. You get to try and guess. If you guess right, I'm not going to tell you. And if you guess wrong, I'm still not going to tell you. So, but just, you know, keep that in the back of your head. Those are Amanda Kirby's legs. Kirby Paint and Tile Plus in Westgate. It was such a weird design for all of those figures. They were all like, what, 5 POA? Yeah, 5 POA. And there was no reason for that. Character. Just a little more. A little on each of these rivets. I'll put that like that on the table and just create some natural flow. Make it look like it's intentionally following gravity. But yeah, that's what I did there. Just a little bit of that for that. He really did say that. Yeah, I forgot about the baryonyx. Didn't she come with a baryonyx, like, hatchling? Yeah, and then they proceeded to come back and revisit the same fucking thing over and over and over again. The toys. She came with the Spino, right. Yeah, I'd say we got some work done. We painted up that pillar, painted the stones. We got 3 sides of this largely done. This building that I can use for photos. Yeah, the whole thing was a nightmare. Like, I was reading about that and just it was terrible. And then Joe Johnston goes on to make the first Avenger, which is arguably one of the best Marvel movies that they have in the docket. And it's like, dude, you made fucking Rocketeer. Why can't we get Jurassic Park of Rocketeer quality? Well, you know, is what it is. Is what it is, man. Glad we got some stuff done today. I think I'm gonna, yeah, maybe I'll do a little painting on this guy too. Monster Energy. Yeah, which is the strangest thing. Like, you could pull that off, give us some damn good Jurassic. But again, we did get First Avenger. I will always say those Raptors from Sorna, even though I really love the tiger striped Lost World ones, man. I will say the fucking the Raptors that we got were cool, the Raptor designs. Like the alpha and the female raptor that was with that tribe. I've been saying for a bit now, man. I would have loved back in like early 2000s, like we're talking 2003, 2004, an HBO miniseries on the level of like they've done with Westworld, Band of Brothers, and whatnot, of the original Jurassic Park book, and give me, you know, David Duchovny as Ian Malcolm. Give you know, like there were so many options to do like a cool, faithful retelling of the story as the book, because I find the book more interesting as far as like lore and detail goes versus the movies. Yeah, that is true. So So, and I just put my fingers in it. I was just going to tilt this to show you guys. It's just a box, a pencil holder from Michael's. And like you put your sticky notes there, and then you put your pencils in there. So I just painted it, stuffed it full of greeblies, and now it's some type of mechanical space taker-upper. Where's Stark? Doing Stark stuff. Doing Stark stuff. Well, the good news is, Adam, it looks like the new one will have lots of daylight shots, but I do kind of miss like the Lost World horror type vibe, where they were sure you got the cool stuff in the daytime, but when it got to the nighttime nightmare stuff, like you got that as well. Oh, hey Olive, how we living? I gotta stop putting my fingers in that wet paint. I want this to be like one of them utility things, you know, that you might see in the city on the corner, and they're that, like this color green, except it's like kind of glossy. I want to do that. I want to make this, that color green. Olive, if you stay tuned, you might learn something about paint and stuff. Fast World movie, trouble, still no trailer. I'm thinking they're just saving it for, because they're gonna have to compete big time with quite a few movies that are coming out now. One that actually has me worried is that movie, what is it, Tomorrow War? The Vietnam dinosaur movie. There have been zero, and I mean zero, pictures, ideas other than what's featured in the comic book, as far as what the dinosaurs are going to look like for that movie. And that one I think is in trouble because, you know, they got a couple of big names attached to it, but it's really, other than random little press pieces in book magazines, because it is based on a comic book series and a novel series, like, no one's picked up on that in the press. What do we got? Got my 30-minute warning from Audi. I'll pull a WCW. I'll spoil the episode, and then you guys will all tune into that and give them record ratings, and it'll backfire on me and arguably be the downfall of the company. I don't know why I keep throwing wrestling lore in there, but you guys are getting that out of me today. That's today's famine. That's what we're doing. Why did I use a napkin for the paint? Well, because I had a napkin here. And I'll do it again. I'll come take your napkin and use it. And you'll go to wipe your face and be like, why is there paint all over this thing? I'll be like, I took your napkin, motherfucker. That's wasteful. I have some Save the Dinosaur stickers for you, actually, Olive, from the Camp Cretaceous. One of the things I got came with stuff from the movie that's Save the Dinosaurs and stuff from Camp Cretaceous and now Chaos Theory that are pro Dinosaur League. I've seen a lot of miniature painters that keep their cat's whiskers and they use those as paintbrushes for like eyes and stuff like that, and also model railroaders that have done that. Which, I mean, if it works, it works. I can't argue with results. What's the weirdest thing? I've used pins before. I think that's the strangest thing that I've used to actually paint with was pins. Safety pin and a sewing pin. The edge of a razor blade once, I needed a really straight line. Oh boy, it's time for the cat to be shaved. Brash, instead of shaving the cat, what you should do is give it more tuna with oil in the can. I still, to this day, if I really sit and think about that goddamn story, sorry. If I, if, if I hear that story, sit and think about that story for any length of time for, you know, your cat shitting, oh god, do I fucking lose it. Holy. Oh my god. That's like trench warfare technology that you were breaking out. It was a catastrophe. That's unpleasant. Why am I painting this green? I'm painting this green because it's going to look like one of those utility generator type things at like apartment complexes and stuff, and I want it to evoke that image of that particular use because this is going to be like a piece of, I can place this in different directions around and make it be whatever I want it to be in the background of a shot. So that's why I want it to be that green. And it'll also be, I'll give it a shiny coating with Mod Podge. So it'll have like kind of like that refrigerator paint material shine to it and go from there. I can't sit here and read it. That poor cat. Your poor curtains. In the defense of the cat, I've also had that happen to me when I eat things that I shouldn't. Rocket cat pooping all over the house curtains. That gal. No. No, no. Ain't no need for that. That's that baby cat out there playing around. Banksy cat. Ooh. Realize there's an yeah, again, because I'm using the YouTube direct thing. I know it's kind of messing with me too. I'm working on something. I've got some options now and some ideas. I just want to finish the research because you want to know where your money goes and you also want to know what you're paying for. So, but I do have the free music and I have, access to play it. I just don't have it playing right now because I could play it, on a speaker or something like that, smart speaker. First quarter budget, Johnny Williams. Yeah, we were gonna go with Hans Zimmer, but he wanted a lot of money for the xylophone, which I thought was weird. Like, do people usually pay extra for the xylophone? I don't think so. Okay, let that sit there for a minute. Very cool, very nice. I like it. Look at that whole little world happening back there. It's getting crazy. All right, well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going to let this green stuff dry. I'll keep plugging away on it. But I appreciate you guys tuning in for the live. And, yeah, you have heard a man fart through a tuba. Anyway, thank you for joining the live. I hope you're well. If you like the channel, subscribe. Hit the like button. Share it with a friend. Also, if you can, go check out the Patreon. You don't have to you have to sign up, but there is a free tier. I do use that to post things there. Patreon.com Patreon.com/FamonStudiosX. And that's where you can find me. Ko-fi.com, ko-fi.com/FamonStudiosX. And you can find me there on Instagram as well, or, here on YouTube as Famine Studios. I've been Will. Thank you guys for watching. You can click around. It's going to put up other videos that I've done. Watch those. Check out a playlist. Check out some of my cosplay stuff. You name it. I appreciate you being here. And you guys know the drill. Be well. Too sweet me.